What is up, guys? Basic Guardian back yet again with some more Final Fantasy XI. What is going on? My keyboard is not functioning. There we go. All right, we're going to log into Beardtastic, who I believe we left off in Junno. And last time I mentioned on this adventure, we're going to explore a little bit. Oh my gosh. I always forget about that. On this adventure, we're going to explore a little bit of the world of Vana'diel. So, I can't decide if I want to go to Windurst or Sandoria. So, we are going to roll a dice. So, between 1 and 10, we're going to Sandy. And 11 and 20, we're going to Windy. Well, I guess we're going to Sandy, boys. Well, that's actually a pretty easy trip because we can warp through half of that. So, that being said, let's get started. I know for many people, the first time you got your Chocobo license was the first time you really got to explore Vana'diel, or at least make things a little bit more convenient, because before that, it was really hard to run everywhere because you're pretty slow, and as you've seen, it's freaking dangerous out here. Why, though? Why is this the norm? I hate it so much. I really do. The Tartarus plate mail is one of those things where it's a cool idea, but once everybody has it, it's really no longer cool. In fact, I don't really like it at all anyway, but that's just me. Alright, moving on. Okay, so the plan is to go from Selbina through Valkyrm Dunes up into... I suddenly forgot the name of it. But the Conchstead Highlands equivalent, going towards Sandy. And we are just going to mount our way there. But to be honest, I do not feel like listening to that mount music for that long, so we are turning that off. It's cute, but it's not half hour of riding cute. Ooh, I don't know what to ride. We're going with the Wyvera. I've thought about swapping the DATs for the mount music and replacing it with just the standard Chocobo theme. Because I like that. I like the Chocobo theme just fine, but I'm not a huge fan of the mount music. It was really cute and funny the first time I heard it, but man, after, summoning your mount hundreds of times, you get a little tired of the dun 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 dun. But it really does feel super liberating just to be cruising on your mount through areas that would normally be dangerous and not having to care, It's such a game-changing element to the game, just having this ability to summon a mount. What is up, boys? Nice little camp you got here. How do you like my Wyvera? Hello. Ah, yes. The Lothian Plateau. How could I have forgot the name of this? I just got dumb brain, I suppose. I remember in my quick start guide, I talk about how you should just stick to the roads, if at all possible. Which is, actually good advice. I realize this isn't much of a road. It's more like a small dirt path, I guess. I don't know. I'm trying to look at it. Yeah, I don't know. It's, barely a road. And obviously, you don't need to stick to it directly. If you have a good, game sense and you want to go cruise through these woods, you could. It was just some advice on how to stay on path if you're not sure where to go. Something I always wish that Final Fantasy XI did is actually had seasons. Because, these autumn trees here, they're pretty cool. And it definitely makes it look nice, But it's a shame that doesn't happen across the entire, map when it's fall. But I guess it's so big, there wouldn't necessarily be one standard fall and spring and winter and whatever, because, I mean, it's, Vana'diel's supposed to be a whole half of a world, right? I'm actually not sure how big Vana'diel is supposed to be, because we keep discovering continents off of the side of it, so clearly it doesn't encompass the whole world, because they keep talking about, like, the Far East, or, the far western continent of Adulin, but I don't know. I'm curious. How big is Vana'diel in its world? Is that ever addressed? I don't think it represents the whole thing. Like, if you overlaid the entire map onto a globe... Oh, gosh. What am I doing? Where is it? Conquest? Like, if you put this on a globe, I don't think it would... Why can't I zoom out? Oh, whatever. You know what I'm saying. Alright. Even though the odds of me getting a teleport holla are probably 1%, I'm going to pick up this gate crystal anyways, because why not? Oh my gosh. Oh my god. Yes, I am a fan. Dismount, please. Oh, I'm in Apuru's chat. You always got to take advantage when you see that you're in there. Quests, Unity. Unity. Hello. All right, we've got the gate crystal. It is time to resume the voyage to Sandoria. I don't think a creature this size can make that jump. I'm just being real. I remember my first trip to Sandoria being a Beardtastic citizen and coming up here and thinking how much cooler Lothian Plateau looked compared to Konstedt Highlands. But I was really blown away when I got to see their starting zone, because there's no way that Gustaberg and West Ronfar are anywhere, comparable. Granted, that being said, I do have a soft spot for Gustaberg, and I like its minimalist design. It really looks like the Badlands. If you're not familiar with what those are, I'll just put a picture up on the screen. Because every time I've ever called them Badlands, people don't know what I'm talking about. I'm like, these really resemble the Badlands, minus like the rainbow striping. But anyways, I digress. The point of the story is, I like the minimalist nature of Gustaberg, but I don't know, man. If I had to pick which one is better, I gotta go Western Ronfar, It's just... It's a pure fantasy forest full of orcs and rabbits and so on and so forth. It just feels so fantasy. And I suppose that's the general nature of Sandoria in general anyways, is to feel more like typical fantasy, and Beardtastic is, the more modern world, I guess. Something I've always thought is there's some low-key political stuff in the game. Like, Beardtastic is very clearly America. It's super diverse, and there's a whole race of people that were enslaved. Meanwhile, Sandoria seems a lot like Japan to me because of its, imperialist government, and how for almost everything except for intelligence, the Elvan are, better than Humes. Which, take that however you want. But they also all have one homogenous race. Unlike Humes, where it's, we got light ones and dark ones and whatever. Elves are all the same kind of olive-skinned look. And all of their faces are more Japanese than the Hume faces. And I don't know. It just seems like Sandoria is Japan and Beardtastic is America. And Windurst is Lord of the Rings. I don't know what they're supposed to be. They're just a mess. Another notable thing is the elves of Sandoria, just in general, tend to look cooler in melee armor and have way better animations for certain things. And it's not fair. Like, I have a big soft spot for, you know, a Taru doing Savage Blade. But an elven doing it versus a hume doing it, there's no contest. The elf just looks so much cooler doing that. And because they're honorable people, they always die face up. So, I don't know. I feel like Square Enix is saying something with the elves, but I'm not going to make any official claims. All right, grabbed that survival guide. Now it is time to mosey on up to Sandy. Like, how cool is this zone compared to Beardtastic? I don't know. I just feel like this is pretty awesome. Oddly enough, though, I almost always find myself leveling up in the Beardtastic region, even if I am from Sandy or whatever, if I need to level my jobs quickly. Maybe it's because that's where I first started the game or whatever, but I just know the very particular path of bees and worms, you know, until you could either go fight the crabs down by Leaping Lizzie or, you know, mosey onto the dunes or go into Dangrif Wadi. Like, I understand the Beardtastic region better, but I like to look at this more. I realize I make almost no sense, but it's fine. We're almost there. It's so great because this journey, back in the day, I would have had to warp back to Beardtastic, rent a chocobo, and ride that chocobo all the way here. All the while, my character would have been moving 12% slower. So, what was just a 10-minute trip, 15 minutes maybe, is now, you know, it would have been half an hour minimum. Oh, I'm sure all of you want to hear these bagpipes, right? Oh boy. All right, time to explore the city a little bit. Gather up some of these home point crystals so I can come back here more easily. All right, that's good enough for me. We are going to go back to Selbina, I think. You know what? We're bringing back the dice. Where is it? Okay, 1 through 10, we're going to take the boat from Selbina to Windurst. And 11 through 20, we're going to ride our chocobo from Junno. All right, I guess we're taking the boat. Oh, Lord, the boat is here. We gotta go. Lucia, I don't have time for this. Please don't leave me. Why do I need to see the animation of him walking back? Oh, we made it. Woohoo! You know what? I need to shamelessly plug my YouTube. There we go. Yeah, I like it. I like it. You know what? I hate this mask so much. I'm going to make a equipment macro just to get rid of it. Boom. There we go. Now we get to see the beard in all of its glory. And a subligar. We are going to sit on the floor just like the good old days. Oh, we will disappear. Wow. Look at that solid blue-green water. Lovely. I really should download some sort of graphics update, but that would also involve downloading Windurst or Ashita, and I haven't done either of those things, so, you know. I guess you could change it all in the DAT files as well, but I digress. I have not partaken in up-resing the game at all. Okay, so I know the safe move is to stay down here, but I am too curious, and I need to at least go see what's going on upstairs. Anyone from Windy coming to the dunes for the first time? What was your thoughts of your first boat ride? I'm really curious. And maybe anyone who was going to Windy for the first time, what was your thoughts of going the other way? Because for a long time, this was quicker than riding your chocobo from Junno. Or maybe it's about the same. I don't know, but it just seemed quicker. We're going to go say hello to the captain, and then we're going to go tuck ourselves away below decks where it's nice and safe. And I am going to go grab a bowl of cereal, because I am playing in the morning. As per usual. And we will not be there for 12 minutes, so yes. Alright, I know I'm going to cut this right to when I get off the boat, but see you guys in a bit. Oh, I see movement. Alright, I'm coming back. You know, that's something I've always actually appreciated about Final Fantasy XI, is that it forces you to take breaks sometimes. And I don't mean like quitting the game, but like, you know, if you're going to ride a boat, there's not a whole lot you could do. You could go fishing, or if you were higher level, you could fight all the monsters up on top. But for me, it's time for me to, you know, go take a little break. Or if you were in a party back in the day before, you know, they figured out how to keep them going infinitely, you could, you know, take a break every couple of minutes to rest. It was nice pacing, I thought, back in the day. Although you could very easily argue that it's bad game design because, you know, they're not keeping their player engaged at all times, but I don't know. So, I've been on Asura for a long time now, and there is always a herd standing here, and they're all wearing, well, not all of them, but a lot of them are wearing the same crap, and I just want to know, what are these multi-box people used for? Like, what is out here, or why did they stand here? I don't get it. I mean, I know there's some sort of, like, you know, Chinese gill sellers or something, but I don't know. If anybody knows what these people are doing here, you please just let me know. But never mind that. We need to turn off this music again and then get cruising off to Saruta Baruta. I do want to sincerely apologize if my energy has been down lately. I've been in an enormous amount of dental pain, which I'm finally getting addressed next week. I'm getting all 4 of my wisdom teeth removed, so, you know, I'm going to be pretty dumb from here on out. Not that that's really a big change. But yeah, 2 of them were coming in crooked and putting a lot of pressure on some of my back teeth there and causing me enormous amounts of pain until one eventually ended up getting abscessed. And yeah, so I've been on some antibiotics to get rid of that. And it's been a real pain. and I have been pretty miserable, but I really want to get started on making this content, so I did. But as a result, my energy has been pretty low, and you can tell the infection is clearing up because I have got quite the sunny disposition today. All right, we've got this survival guide. We're going to pick up the teleport Mia crystal, and then we'll be on our way to Windurst. So yes, my sincerest apologies if anyone noticed that my energy in my last few videos has been incredibly low. Or maybe you just think that's how I always am. I don't know. No, normally I'm a very upbeat, chipper kind of guy. And I don't tend to be so drab and monotone and boring. Well, I mean, I'm always a little boring, but you know what I mean. Normally I'm pretty fun. The worst part is I really like to joke around a lot and be pretty silly and be very... I don't know. Everybody in my real life knows me as like the jokester or the funny guy and whatever, but in almost every YouTube video, in almost anything I do on my channel, I'm more serious and informational. And it's not that I'm not being myself. I guess I'm just maybe not as comfortable when I know I'm being recorded and stuff. And I'm more concerned about presenting information in a clear and concise way and yada, yada, yada. I don't know. I just have a hard time translating my real life personality into, hey, let's talk about Final Fantasy XI, because I love talking about this stuff and I love joking around and having a good time. So I don't know. I need to figure out how to implement more of the real me into the online Final Fantasy XI me. Am I dumb? Did I just go buy the teleport crystal? Of course I did. Of course I rode right by it. I forgot that this one is actually on this side. And for whatever reason, I thought that was the entrance to C or whatever. But that's on the bottom side. Okay. When I get these teeth yoinked, I'm sure I'm going to be on a bunch of Novocaine and maybe even the gas. So I should try to record a video with all of that going on. I think that'd probably be hilarious. I can't feel my tongue. But I am aware that I'm not going to be able to record much for a little while because I'm sure I'm not going to want to talk a whole lot when I've got 4 gaping holes in my head. So I might actually record a few extra videos and just set them to post while I'm healing up. Not that you guys care about any of this stuff, most likely, but I just thought I would be open and let you know what I got going on over here, you know? Once again, this terrain just feels very Badlands to me. If you've ever seen the mountainous cliff outcroppings in the Badlands, you know what I mean. It even has like the striping and all of that. Very, very Badlands-esque. I'll go ahead and just post a picture so you know what I'm talking about. And I'm not a crazy person. Oh, Amazon's here. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Yeah, sorry about that. My girlfriend and I were expecting quite a few packages from Amazon and or UPS, and one of them finally showed up, so here we go. We are almost out of Taharongi Canyon, moving into one of my favorite zones, Eastern Saruta Baruta. Like I was saying earlier, Windurst just feels so different than everything else. It feels like they really embraced the fantasy elements here. Because, like, what are these trees? Are those giant fruits? Like, what is this place? They're like fat palm trees? I don't know. Yeah, Windurst just has its own vibe, you know, with its Tengu Yagudos and all of its crawlers and this weird kind of climate they got going on. I don't know. I really like it. I really appreciate it. I totally respect anyone who's actually from Windy, because the other experiences are vastly different than this one. But on the same note, it is weird that it's so isolated, because you're really kind of doing your own thing out here. And it is more difficult to get to the dunes. It occurs to me that Windurst is a little bit like Texas. The weather's weird. And everything's bigger here for no particular reason, especially the damn city zones. Like, you compare, say, Bestock markets to Windurst walls, they technically serve almost the same function. They connect to the main Capitol building, they both have an auction house, whatever, but Windurst walls is this gigantic circle. It's just huge, where Bestock markets, everything is pretty well packed into one area, except for the one magic shop over by Port Bestock. I don't know. Sandy has the same problem, though. Sandy is too ridiculously sprawling. And the problem with Sandy is all the pathing is linear. So if you're stuck on, like, the far left side of the map, well, it's not as big of a deal now because of the home point warps, but, man, back in the day, if you were, like, you know, on the far left side and you needed to go to the far right side, that was going to be 2-3 minutes just to run to the other side of the city. Which I guess feels good for a sense of scale, but does not feel good when you actually have to do it in the game. Now, you might be asking yourself, why am I doing this? Why am I exploring right now? Well, because once I get started on doing the missions, I know mission 2-3 is going to take me out here, right? And I don't want to have to do the traveling then. I just want to do the mission. So figure get that work out of the way right off of the bat here. But yeah, the other big problem with Windy is all of these Horototu ruins. I mean, there's, what, 5 entrances to the Horototu ruins, and all of them are something different, and there's nothing in-game to distinguish them. You just have to know, based on your guides you have pulled up or whatever, which one you need to go to, and it's just stuff like that is where I just shake my head at Final Fantasy, like, what were you thinking? Something I've always liked is that these castle walls are built right into the natural terrain, which is something that, you know, they do in real life. Well, not Windurst does in real life, but certain cultures will take the natural geological formations and then fortify defenses on them. I just always thought that was a nice touch. It was pretty neat. And then Junno's architecture is amazing, but you don't really ever get to see it because it doesn't render until you're right on the edge of the zone, and then even then it doesn't render very much, which is a missed opportunity because the concept of Junno is amazing. It's this giant, you know, city built in a spiral going upwards. It's a pretty freaking cool concept, but they don't illustrate it very well. Let's listen to this delightful Windurst music. Bar none, Windurst has the best starting music for any of the zones. You can just listen to this all day. Good old Heaven's Tower. Which obviously is not a direct tie to Secret of Mana, because if you've played the Vana'diel storyline, you do know that there is a mana tree, or Yggdrasil, in the game, so this obviously can't be that. However, it doesn't seem to shy away from drawing some references to it. Am I getting a cutscene? What's happening here? Oh, this is probably for a Shantoto Ascension. I absolutely love how Tarus talk. Yoran Orad, my good Sir Arino, might I trouble you a moment, Aruni, for your time diddly I'm? Why, Principal Koromaru, a rare treat is to see you here at thee. But of course, my timothy is at your disposal. Like, all of them have their own unique quirks in the way that they talk, and I love that. Over Dr. Shanto's recent dang-dang-doodly behavior. Good gravy. I've always liked how Shantoto's dialogue always rhymes. I always thought that was a nice touch. And I wonder if it does the same in Japanese. Wrap your minds around a picture of perfection surpassed only by me and my immaculate complexion. You'll find not a single hole in my theory. It is pristine, the greatest masterwork the magicking world has ever seen. Magekind is long overdue to take its next big step. With the beard genius of yours truly, from a golden new era we shan't be kept. A moment from now it'll all make sense. Without further ado, let the magic commence. Heart portal, I demand of thee, open up and set me free. Jeepers creepers. What? That my calculations were in error is beyond comprehension. That I could blunder so defies the established convention. Oh my God. Alright, now back to what I was doing. I'm just trying to get from here to Windurst Woods. I guess I could have gone through Port as well, but you know what? The trip to markets or walls was worth it. And as I was saying before all of this, clearly this draws inspiration from the Mana Tree or Yggdrasil or whatever, you know, any of the great giant trees. But then they actually straight up put Yggdrasil in Aduelin, so I guess this isn't the World Tree or what have you. But clearly inspired by it. Speaking of Secret of Mana, that's actually a game I'm going to cover on this channel because it is one of my favorite games of all time. And I've got a series planned for those games as well, but I have been exceptionally busy these last few months. That's why I'm just now getting around to making some stuff for this game. But I tell you what, it's good to be back. And I do not get me wrong, I really like playing on basic, but something about being on Beardtastic and just doing everything for the first time again, it feels nice. It doesn't feel like a chore at all. I'm actually having a lot of fun. So, it's been great. Although I'm not exactly sure how far I want to take the progression on Beardtastic because realistically, I have already done all of this stuff. And I have a really good character with basic, so I'm not sure how far I'm going to take Beardtastic, but for sure at least to 75. Who knows? Maybe all the way to 99. It remains to be seen. We'll see. But yes, I am so thankful for the modern version of the game because otherwise this travel would not really be possible. And the game would be so unapproachable, I just wouldn't be able to play it like I can now, just a few hours a day whenever I've got time. 10,000 gil. Well, luckily I sent myself that money, but really that would be one half of an Asheron's shield to buy the sack, so heck yes. More than doubling our carrying capacity with one purchase, I will take it. I think the sack is actually directly tied to your inventory space, right? Yeah, so since I only have an inventory space of 30, the Mog sack is 30 also. Makes sense. Well, it doesn't make any sense, but it's fine. I get how I get how it works in game. Okay, I've got all of the home point crystals that I care about right now. And that's where we're going to call it. We have traveled to both of the other nations, and we are ready to start adventuring proper once again. All right, everybody, that is where I'm calling it for this edition of the Beardtastic Voyage. I'm actually going to keep playing, but like I said, I got to record a few extra videos because I'm going to be out of commission getting my wisdom teeth taken out. So I'm going to go and do that. You get to look forward to me leveling up Thief in the next episode for a sub job for this warrior. So until then, guys, I've been Basic Guardian. I'll see you in the next one.